Hey guys, my name is Bastos. I'm 43 years old. I've been doing jiu-jitsu for 33 years. I'm a 5th degree Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. I'm the head coach of Bastos Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in Midland, Texas. That is the headquarters of Team Lead BJJ, which I'm a founder, and we're in the top 10 team in the world. The process to our kids be at this European kids start on last year's camp, where some kids that were not competing were part of the camp, and then we could see their performance during the camp, and then after the paying kids on last year, how they progressed during the whole year. That was some of last year to this summer, going to local tournaments, some tournaments even out of the state, trying to their best to be able to qualify with their performance to them to be able to do our camp to compete upon kids this year. So after a whole year working on selecting the kids, then we have the team ready, and then we did a 6-week camp where the kids would train from 3 to up to 5 times a day, depending on their age group, because we consist on the Monday to Friday 9:30 a.m., which are all the kids from Mike to Team 3 divisions, right? And then twice a week we work conditioning, strength and conditioning as well. And then after that, it would be based on the age group. Kids training 5 and 5:40 on the kids class. Some of the teams training adults 6:30 and 7:30, and sometimes adding the 5:40 at the kids advance as well. And then of course, like a lot of the kids also do privates with the coach, group privates or individual privates. So 3 to 5 times a day, 6 times a week was the camp for our kids. I'm very proud of them to have commit at a young age to that process. So during the whole year preparing for the camp, we work on specific systems that we see being common played on the kids tournaments. I think it helps a lot that all the coaches have start as a kids and compete as a kids, so that helps a lot. We always connect with the new tennis and jiu-jitsu. Then we start on the camp, and then working specifically on situations for everyone, and then switching the specifics for depending on which group, because as I said, we have from mind to mind, like 5 years old Seiji all the way to Team 3, 15 years old like Luis, for example, right? So we switch all this for the kids, working as well on the mental aspect, because a lot of kids, they gonna feel pressure. I think it's normal for every human being when in a big situation, and for the kids that depend kids, be like nervous before their match or be nervous for the competition. Then we work a lot on the mental aspect as well. We did a lot of work with them individually and in group, with the support of the parents, which was a great bonus as well, because the parents were involved on the mental training. So I really enjoy it, be part of, like, see how much they improve, not only technically but physically and mentally during this camp. So this training camp being different than the orders that we have made, because every year I believe that we get better, all right, because we're learning more. We learn regardless of the outcomes. We're always learning, and then try to add new things to improve our system, to improve our program. I already talked about the coaches, but each one with their own experience is gonna give something, and then, like, of course, with that the results start showing on the local level, and then some like major competitions during the whole process. So of course, like, expectations are gonna be high, because if you perform at high level like normally, your expectations of course are to win. We have 17 kids going, so we can't say that we're gonna have 17 gold medals. That wouldn't be realistic, all right? But of course we have expectations for a bunch of gold medals, like we have been doing since 2014 when we start taking kids for those tournaments. Expectation of a lot of medals. Some kids are going to be going for the first time, so it's going to be a new experience for them. Some kids are veterans already. Some kids like have won. Some kids have won more than one time. So the expectations are high, but we understand that we don't have control of the outcome. What we have control is over the process, and that we make sure that we take care here at the Bastos Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So, and then, like, going to the coaches, like I was explaining first about the systems and then the mental training. Of course, each coach and kids are gonna have like their own different connections, right? Some kids gonna connect more with some coaches and or orders, all right? But it's still on a team environment, and I think that's important, because when it comes to the coach group, that like includes myself, and then coaches Felipe and Emily, all three with three different styles of jiu-jitsu. I'm from a different generation from them. They are black belts under me, so they bring that youth for the training. I think I do a lot of help with my experience, having started as a kid and have competed in many tournaments as a kid, right? But like they bring the youth, and then that connection between the students come to that, like to the personality, to the style of the coach. Like maybe for sure you're gonna see the kids that like more like takedowns and then top pressure, like maybe they connect a little bit more with me. And then you're gonna see the kids that like more like open guard, and then a lot of variations, maybe connecting more with Coach Felipe. And then you're gonna see the guys and girls that the boys and girls that like more the close guard and knee cut aggressive passing style with like Coach Emily, right? And of course, Emily gonna be a hero for a lot of the girls, and then Felipe gonna be a hero for a lot of the boys. And I think for me, it's just like kind of like the head coach sensei, right? The one that has to give the tough love sometimes. But I think all that, like, that's why the mental training is nice as well, because each kid gonna have a different reaction for the training that we give to them, and then the coaches also have different personalities. So I think all that connect helps a lot on the whole training process. And then on the coach selection, I think it's important to say like the choice of having those specific coaches, right? Starting on the jiu-jitsu part with Emily and Felipe. Emily has been my student since the beginning. So someone that I met when she was 10, like about to turn 11 years old. Now she's 21 years old, world-class black belt. And then her fiance Felipe, that joined us when he was a purple belt, when they were like together, and then like he grew so much with us. But someone that 22 years old, black belt as well under me now, that been changed since he was 4 to 5 years old. I think that's very important, like having coaches that have been through every situation, winning and losing in big tournaments, because Felipe has won Brazilian national, like back in Brazil. Emily has won Pan Kids multiple times, American national kids, Brazilian national kids, right? On my time, didn't have Pan Kids. I won Brazilian national kids twice as a kid. And then the strength and conditioning sessions with Sensei Pecha, that has her degree from the Bulgarian Sports School, with a specific methodology for grapplers. So I think that was like also like another thing that was key on our camp. So just that was the process. Like Pecha started as well when she was 9 years old with judo, and have experience in judo, sambo, and jiu-jitsu. So as you guys can see, like all 4 coaches from that process, world class. And I want to thank the coach as well for being part of this. Then to our kids, something that I have told them in class, I'm gonna repeat now on the camera: do not allow the pressure of the gold take away your joy of jiu-jitsu. Right? I think that's very important. You guys living an experience that a lot of children around the world would love to have the opportunities, and they don't. You guys have. So regardless of the outcome, like enjoy everything about this weekend. Of course, if you get the gold, celebrate. If you don't get the gold, guess what? Next year, we're back on the game, working to keep improving.